Hey, this is Thrand.
Hi, this is Eldgrmr.
Today we've got a center boss, or Umbo, if you want to call it that, Viking name, from Medieval Shoppe.
That's right, guys. Medieval Shoppe has sent us, I think, an exemplary Umbo. It's got a great deep dish in it, which I love.
Won't hit your knuckles.
Right, I tend to get skinned up in
It's
the
12.
SCA, so this is great for you if you're an SCA guy, even a steel reenactor. Great.
It's 12 gauge. It's well crafted. I could tell it was hand hammered. It's got 6 holes, which is traditional. A lot of them you see have 6 holes. The way it's set up, I mean, the holes aren't too large. If you needed to use bigger rivets or bolts even, you could drill it out, I'm sure. It's kind of hard, I can tell, because the metal's really, really hard. You can tell it's hardened. I think it was probably even heat treated. I could be wrong, but this seems like it was well forged.
I mean, it weighs in at about a little over 1.5 pounds.
A little over 1.5 pounds, yes.
But I think that's a sign of reliability.
Oh, definitely.
Especially if you were in a real war situation.
Or steel reenactment. If you hear steel reenactment, I mean, there's always a possibility. You should have some control and stuff that somebody might really nail your hand, which they don't want to. You don't want us to damage their sword against this, like put an edge against it. In old combat, they wouldn't try to hit this intentionally. Most of it was for arrows, because if this was over your hand and the shield got penetrated, so no matter how good a shield is, it can still be penetrated. Even though they laminated them with linen, rawhide. Later century, they even used parchment and enough layers with like a casing glue, which we're going to show you this later. We're having a video after this, sponsored by Medieval Shoppe and their Umbos, because that's what we'll be using in them. And we're going to show you the construction of this shield here, which this shield here we're proud of. It's got the Umbo on here from the Medieval Shoppe, and it actually has, I'll see if I can show you, has 6 layers of linen. That's 3 in the front and 3 in the back, and we'll show you also why the back linen is just as important as the front. Most people think just the front's what's needed, but without the back and it adhered to the shield and glued, we're talking about every fiber glued to every fiber and glued to the actual wood. Without that on there, an arrow could just pass clean through 1/4-inch planks. And no, that's all they
Very
want.
true. And you know, this Umbo is the backbone of the entire shield that we built.
Oh, definitely.
And I think you're really going to see that as we test and endorse this this product. I think you're going to see why we endorse it and why we feel so strongly about it.
Because this is where all your strength comes from. These 6 rivets help hold the actual shield together as well. What we also want to bring up is there's a free trade agreement if you are in the USA. Right now with Medieval Shoppe, with the actual Australia. And what that means is that they won't charge you any additional charges.
And there, no holdups in customs.
No holdups in customs,
right
even though some of these items that you get from Medieval Shoppe are weaponry. And in some places, I don't know, in Canada, I know they have some different laws and rules about stuff like that. But
well,
the U.S., you should be totally
if
fine.
you're here in the United States, you order from Medieval Shoppe Australia, guys.
Definitely.
You are going to have no holdups in customs, no additional charges beyond your regular shipping charge.
We tend to focus on the Viking era a lot because that's our specialty. But this center boss here would work
if
very
you're a
well.
Roman, Etruscan.
Honestly, it would work on a kite shield too. An armored kite shield, a lot of those are strapped on. They have strapping on. So even with the strapping, they were still doing these because they were stylish or a period. A lot of people believe it helped protect the back of the arm. But they still put Umbos or center bosses on the shield, so you can use it for that as well.
Well, yeah, okay. So
this can be used for lots of different time periods. You just have to look into what you're doing. And a metal hand covering has always been superior to having some kind of wood or some kind of case
or laminate or anything like that.
If something goes through, that is your hand.
Yeah, so that's it for your
We
knuckles.
recommend you to look this up on Medieval Shoppe, and it's a very good deal, very good price. And I think you're going to enjoy it. We're going to do some testing now.
That's right. Yeah, let's get on outside and check out what this thing can do.
We're going to shoot this with arrows. We're going to hit this with weapons. We're going to see what this can do. And we're also going to do a little test on this, which we're going to be showing you how to make later, and check out how the 6 layers of linen went. This weighs about 9 pounds, but I think
that's about traditional or historical weight. It's about 9 pounds.
But it might get a little lighter as it dries, because remember it was made with a casing glue,
which we'll explain later.
Right. So it may get a little lighter over time. As it because I'm sure there's moisture left in the wood. But
all right, well, let's get outside and start hitting this
see what we
with
can
stuff.
do. There you go, Eldgrmr. Right. Hey, Thrand here. What we're going to do is use this bi-faced broadhead. This is period for the Viking era. The shield we made here has 6 layers of linen laminated. we're going to go ahead and shoot this and see how well it holds up with this type of lamination.
Ooh, yeah, dude, that was great.
I just think the lamination did its job. It more than it definitely did. We've got a bent arrowhead, and it's embedded in the shield, as you can see here. It barely went through. So this shows that this lamination works, and this makes an effective war shield. This is a 45-pound bow, and I think it was an excellent test.
I believe so, Thrand.
Definitely.
Let's try and see what this Umbo can do to get some force.
Oh, most definitely. We're going to test the Umbo next to see how well that Umbo holds up. But I believe that Umbo is excellent. It's added strength to the entire shield, and it's going to do its job.
Hi. Hi, this is Eldgrmr, and I'm here with Thrand today, and we're going to continue testing this Umbo, or shield boss, that was sent to us by Medieval Shop. And what Thrand has here today is a about 150 grain point.
125.
125 grain point.
We don't think an edge is going to make any difference in this plate. It doesn't help a broad edge, so there's no point using a broad edge. So they might be able to punch through it then.
All right, well, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Is we're going to take a shot at point blank range to see if we can dent this 12 gauge Umbo here.
All right.
All right, let me get out of the way here, Thrand. You just fire away when ready.
I'm just praying it doesn't skip and break badly, because I think that's what's going to happen.
Woo! Yeah!
I see no damage to this at all.
That's a beauty, man.
I saw sparks fly.
So did I. That was incredible.
And this modern arrow did not stand up well to it. That was the end of that.
As you can see here, guys, this is a real testament to what this boss can do.
No damage whatsoever.
No damage to the boss, and
You know, all father would
destroyed.
be happy with that center boss.
No doubt about it.
It is a
This
little
is
bit hefty.
burly.
I do use slightly lighter weight ones at times in reenactment where it's not necessary. But if I was on a battlefield and I was trying to fight against any steel reenactment or real arrows, I'd want that on my hand.
I
For a
agree.
historical reproduction, I think that's very true.
Well, let's try and hit this with some objects while we're holding to see what happens. Because I like this deep dishing, and I really want to check it out while we use it
Most
against
definitely, let's do it.
melee
Let's do that.
weapons.
Make this happen.
All right, let's go.
Hey, Thrand here. I have an SCA sword, as most would recognize if you're in the Society of Creative Activism, and I'm using a basket hilted one. This is a very heavy one. I like my swords heavy, especially my long drive. Let's see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and hit this and see if I can dent it with something like this. Of course, this is a rattan. I really don't think so after seeing the arrow test, but let's see what happens.
Nice. You know, I'm not getting any impact to that deep dish.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Let's try something different here.
All right. Uh-oh. A two-hander, huh? Oh, I like this, man. This center boss is not scratching my knuckles up or anything.
Nope, nothing.
That is
I
amazing.
have a flail we used in some other videos, if you want. You want to try it quickly?
Oh, man, let's do that. That looks great. All
I
right,
don't know how many times we'll do it. It's not a great flail, but...
Woo!
No damage. I'm not seeing damage at all. The damage I'm seeing is stuffing.
Superficial. It's superficial damage. This is an amazing...
Now remember, guys, this may be a crappy flail, but it has the mass and the weight. And even though it breaks up because it's pot metal, that's still a lot of impact on that. So I think it's more than proven itself.
This is superior boss.
Definitely. I see the damage I see on here from actual medieval weaponry, because I would consider that equivalent, is almost nothing.
Awesome.
Heck, our rivets are coming loose that we need to tighten up.
Because we hit it so hard.
Because we
The
hit it
impact is so
hard.
extreme.
And no one would normally allow their boss to be hit this way unless it was accidental. No one would aim for a boss because it would damage the sword or the axe hitting and destroy the edge. But this, no damage whatsoever.
Like I said, this is really a superior boss.
Thank you,
I
Medieval
recommend
Shop.
it.
You've helped us do an excellent reconstruction of an ancient shield from the 9th century. Laminated with linen. believe it or not, stopping an arrow beautifully.
Be sure to stick around, guys, and stay tuned with our channel, because coming up in a few days, we're going to show you how to make a shield like this to attach this boss from the medieval shop.
Oh, definitely. We're going to teach you how to build a shield for different forms of reenactment and for actual use like this one. Something you could use on a battlefield, or you could use for testing like we did to show that it stopped arrows back in the day and they didn't just go clean through. This would show the superiority of the old shields, that you couldn't just cleave through them with something if they were well made and it was made for a war or battle. And fresh, not damaged.
Right on.
Right?
Thank you for joining us today.